Hello and a very good morning to you. This is Ayogen Morning News Update. I am ABIODUN. We are glad you're joining us this morning. Here now to our top stories. Federal government raises corps members allowance to 77,000 naira per month. Yahaya Bello head to Supreme Court over alleged money laundering. Tinubu to reshuffle cabinet, says presidency. Senate confirms appointment of Kekereekun as CJN. ASU threatens fresh strike, issues 14-day ultimatum to federal government. NBA asks AGF NSA to probe bribery allegations against EFCC over Bobrisky. In business news, Nigeria refutes claims U.S. court authorized seizure of $21 million from JP Morgan account. CBN sells $20,000 to each BDC at 1,590 naira per dollars. In international news, Israel puts troops on alert for entering into Lebanon. Putin proposes new rules for nuclear weapons. Elon Musk shunned as not invited to top UK summit. More updates on the highlights after this short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. We're glad you're still with us. Now to the news in detail. Federal government raises corps members allowance to 77,000 naira per month. The federal government has approved the increase of corps members' monthly allowance to 77,000 naira with effect from July 2024. In a statement on Wednesday, a spokesperson for the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC Caroline Embo, said the increment was in line with the enactment of the National Minimum Wage Amendment at 2024. Embo quoted a letter from the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission dated September 25, 2024 and signed by the chairman Ekpo Unta. Prior to this, the Director General NYSC, Brigadier General YD Ahmed, had paid an advocacy visit to the chairman in which he solicited for a robust welfare package for corps members. The NYSC boss is thankful to the federal government for the timely gesture and is optimistic that it will not only bring much needed support to the corps members, but also boost their morale and motivate them to do even more in their service to the nation, Embu said. Before this increase, the monthly allowance for corps members was 33,000 naira. In 2020, the NYSC increased the allowances of corps members from 19,800 to 33,000 naira per month after a new minimum wage bill of 30,000 naira was signed. Late July, President Bola Tinubu signed the minimum wage bill into law, ending months of deliberations between government authorities, labor unions, and the private sector. Yahaya Bello head to Supreme Court over alleged money laundering. Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has adjourned the alleged money laundering case filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, against the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, until October 30, 2024. The adjournment came as Bello moved to the Supreme Court to file an appeal seeking to set aside the arrest warrant issued by the trial court on April 17. At the day's proceedings, counsel to Bello, A.M. Adoye, drew the court's attention to the fact that the issue of arraignment of the defendant was the subject matter of an appeal already entered by him at the Supreme Court. He said he would like to draw the court's attention to the appeal by virtue of the affidavit of record filed on September 23. Tinubu to reshuffle cabinet, says presidency. President Bola Tinubu has expressed a desire to reshuffle his cabinet. The special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, confirmed this to State House correspondents on Wednesday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He noted that contrary to insinuations in some quarters, the current government has recorded significant achievement in its quest to transform the economy, of which members of the public are aware. Senate confirms appointment of Kekere Ekun as CJN. The Senate on Wednesday confirmed the appointment of Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun as substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria after screening. The development comes after President Bola Tinubu wrote the Senate on Tuesday seeking her confirmation as the CJN. Senate President Godswill Akpabio read Tinubu's letter during plenary on Tuesday. In the letter, Tinubu cited Section 231 of the Nigerian Constitution, which empowers him to appoint the CJN based on recommendations from the National Judicial Council, pending Senate approval. ASU threatens fresh strike, issues 14-day ultimatum to federal government. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has issued a 14-day strike warning ultimatum to the federal government to resolve some lingering issues dating as far back as 2009. ASU President Emmanuel Oshodeke, in a statement issued on Wednesday, said the body is seeking the conclusion of the renegotiation of the 2009 FGN/ASU agreement based on the NIMI Briggs Committee's draft agreement of 2021. It also demanded the release of withheld salaries due to the 2022 strike action and expressed frustration with the government's lack of commitment and delay tactics. In entertainment, NBA asks AGF NSA to probe bribery allegations against EFCC over Bobrisky. More updates on the highlights after this short break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. NBA asks AGF NSA to probe bribery allegations against EFCC over Bobrisky. The Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) has urged the Attorney General of the Federation (AGF) Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, the Office of the National Security Adviser (NSA) Nuhu Ribadu, to conduct an independent investigation into allegations made by a blogger, Martins Ochie, known as Very Dark Man, that some officers of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) collected 15 million naira from controversial crossdresser Idris Okuneye, popularly known as Bobrisky, to dismiss money laundering charges against him. In a statement on Wednesday, NBA President Afam Osigwe said EFCC officers found culpable must be dismissed and prosecuted. EFCC Chairman Ola Olukoyede had ordered an investigation into bribery allegations leveled against some officers of the commission and invited Bobrisky and Very Dark Man. In business news, Nigeria refutes claims U.S. court authorized seizure of $21 million from J.P. Morgan accounts. Attorney General of the Federation (AGF) and Minister of Justice Prince Lateef Fagbemi has refuted reports by an online media outfit that a United States District Court authorized a certain Louis E. Williams to seize $21 million from Nigeria's accounts from J.P. Morgan. Fagbemi, in a statement, explained that contrary to the report, the court rejected Nigeria's objection to suit on the grounds of sovereign immunity. It stated that the ministry wishes to set the record straight regarding an inaccurate publication by People's Gazette and others alleging that a U.S. District Court has authorized a certain Louis E. Williams to seize $21 million from Nigeria's account from J.P. Morgan. CBN sells $20,000 to each BDC at 1,590 naira per dollars. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has announced the sale of $20,000 to each of the eligible Bureau de Change BDC operators in the country at the rate of 1,590 naira per dollars, and the circular to all Bureau de Change operators dated September 25, 2024. The Apex Bank said the forex would provide additional liquidity to this segment of the federal foreign exchange market. The circular was signed by CBN's Acting Director of Trade and Exchange Department, W.J. Kanya. Kanya said to this end, the CBN has approved the sale of $20,000 to each eligible BDC at the rate of 1,590 naira per dollar. This is to meet the demand for invisible transactions. In foreign news, Israel pulled troops on alert for entry into Lebanon. Israel's army chief told soldiers on Wednesday to prepare for a possible ground offensive to fight Hezbollah in Lebanon as the Air Force conducted hundreds of deadly strikes around the country. Lebanon's health minister said Wednesday's strike killed 51 people and injured 223, including in mountainous areas outside Hezbollah's traditional strongholds. In response, Israel said it hit 60 Hezbollah's intelligence sites, among hundreds of the group's targets struck across Lebanon. It came amid escalating cross-border clashes after Israeli raids on Monday killed at least 558 people in the deadliest day of violence since Lebanon's 1975-1990 civil war. Putin proposes new rules for using nuclear weapons. Vladimir Putin says Russia would consider an attack from a non-nuclear state that was backed by a nuclear-armed one to be a joint attack in what could be construed as a threat to use nuclear weapons in the war in Ukraine. In key remarks on Wednesday night, the Russian president said his government was considering changing the rules and preconditions around which Russia would use its nuclear arsenal. Ukraine is a non-nuclear state that receives military support from the US and other nuclear-armed countries. His comments come as Kyiv seeks approval to use long-range Western missiles against military sites in Russia. Elon Musk shunned as not invited to top UK summits. The world's richest person, Elon Musk, has not been invited to the UK government International Investment Summit in response to his social media post during the last month's riots. Violence spread across the UK after a stabbing attack in Southport in which 3 children attending a dance class were killed. The tech entrepreneur protested on X, formerly Twitter, predicting civil war in the UK and repeated attacking on Prime Minister. The summit in October is the key moment that PM Starmer hopes to attract tens of billions in inward funding for business from the world's biggest investors. And that was Ayogen Morning News Update. I am ABIODUN. Coming up is the return fellow with Mr. Odedoku Isaiah. Till then, stay tuned and good day.